The year, 1994.
The next thing I saw was people falling down and gunshots.
America's cities facing soaring crime. A new law seen by many as the best way to fight back.
Let us roll up our sleeves to roll back this awful tide of violence.
Mark Morial was mayor of New Orleans.
Talk about the New Orleans that you inherited as mayor in 1994, crime-wise.
It was a complete mess. It was a shooting gallery. There were 400 plus murders a year. It's hard for people in today's environment to maybe put themselves in 1992, 93, 94 in a place like New Orleans where carjackings were routine, where each and every night there were drive-by shootings. Most of the victims of most of these violent offenses were African American. So the outcry from the African American community to do something, to fix the problem, was really the clarion call that got me elected.
Bill Bratton was New York City's police commissioner.
Parents were having their children sleep in bathtubs because of random bullets coming through the apartment windows.
The law increased funding to hire 100,000 new police officers nationwide, provided incentives to build more state prisons, included the Violence Against Women Act, and mandated life sentences for 3 strikes. That had a profound impact on Edward Douglas, who was sentenced to life after 3 drug convictions and was just released as a result of the criminal justice reform law signed by President Trump.
The day that I found out, I just cried. I was just overwhelmed. 16 years is a long time, to spend in jail.
It's stories like Edward's that are sparking growing backlash 25 years later.
I have a plan to end the mass incarceration of millions.
Was this bill essentially fueling what we now know as mass incarceration?
There's no question that it fueled it. It incentivized prison construction. It incentivized states to pass more draconian laws. It incentivized states to take away the eligibility for parole. It held this carrot out here for states to, in effect, embrace systems of mass incarceration. The important thing for people to know is that there were positive provisions in this crime bill. But I think, Lester, to some extent, if you had a bill that had the positive provisions and less of these draconian provisions, we wouldn't be having this conversation today.
But some who supported the bill say while it had drawbacks, it also helped in many ways.
They developed the drug courts, they developed a lot of counseling, which, yes, I think helped a great deal. I think it helped a great deal for women to feel that they could get some relief through domestic violence. I think it helped our communities a great deal to have community policing, where the persons who were going to be patrolling those areas would get to know the people and had little stations in those areas.
We are sitting, in some respects, in the beneficiary 20 years later of so much of what was intended in the crime bill. But unintended consequences was what we now believe too many people went to jail for too long, and so that's what we're trying to effectively correct. But we cannot lose sight of what this country was like in the 1990s.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.